what drew you to teaching at an early age?
So I can see I decided to pursue teaching at a young age. And this was largely influenced by the socio-economic circumstances of my village. I can as well say that in an environment where educational opportunities are scarce, many young people, including myself, gravitate towards fields that promise marketability and job security. So I initially enrolled in a diploma program due to uncertainties I faced at that time. However, I have always aspired to further my education and eventually become a lecturer or a professor in future. So what drives me most is the opportunity to make a meaningful impact on my students' lives, as you can see. I recognize that they come from diverse backgrounds with unique challenges. Supporting vulnerable students has become a guiding principle in my career, providing me with a profound sense of purpose. And I can as well say that at St. Mary's Mukumu Girls Junior School, I am a guiding and counseling teacher. I normally help learners. For example, those who are facing challenges, I normally talk to them. I normally help them where possible. I interact with them a lot, and I normally encourage them and tell them that all is not lost. Thank you.
Thank you. And for our donors, can you describe the circumstances in which you grew up, Prudence?
So I can say my parents were blessed with a large family comprising 8. I had indicated 8, but in total we are 9. So I have 8 siblings, and all of them are still alive and they're very healthy, and each with a diverse needs and aspirations. So this abundance, however, often translated into a daily struggle for survival. As you can see, there is my family. I have members of my family, though we have 2 brothers who are missing. We have my father there. We have my late grandmother. May she continue resting in peace. She died in 2013. There is my mother, our firstborn sister, second-born sister, third-born sister, fourth-born brother, fifth-born brother, sixth-born brother, me who is the 7th-born, and the 2 boys are missing. So the remaining 3 are my cousins. The 3 boys are my cousins. So for me, I was born on April 3rd, 1995 in Mungaha village. My mom gave birth to all 9 of her children in the village with the help of a local midwife who did not have the tools of training to guarantee safety. So medical care consisted of herbal remedies, that is roots and leaves from the earth, prepared with hope. So it remains this way in my village even today. So a sense of competition characterized our household dynamics, and you can see my home during those days. So many times was really a race, and sleep was akin to a game of musical chairs. I believe you understand that. And clothing was shared in a manner that felt like a merry-go-round. I put on this today, you put on this tomorrow. So that is how we survived. So this description is not that I'm exaggerating, but it is a reflection of our reality. So we lived in a mud hut that still stands today, and you can see it in that picture. So we had a simple wood-framed bed that was reserved for my parents only, and that was hidden by a curtain. because there was, it was just a single room. There was no partition in that house. So the partition was a piece of cloth. So the rest of us had no choice but to make do with whatever we could find. Nylon bags and old and worn out clothes that we would wear during the day were our mattresses, leaving us no real separation between sleep and labor. So when I speak about sleeping in shifts, please know that it is not just a story to evoke sympathy, but I'm talking about the reality. And it is the painful truth of our survival. That is how we survived. So there were nights when we would take turns resting, with some of us barely getting enough sleep before it was time to wake up and help with the next task at home. So the cold ground beneath us, that was the constant discomfort. And this was not a childhood of comfort or joy, as other children normally enjoy their childhood. I never enjoyed it. So we suffered in silence, adapting to an unkind and unforgiving reality. We will not run away from it. So witnessing my parents laboring tirelessly was a source of both inspiration and heartbreak. At 50 years old, my father would work on someone else's farm, often on an empty stomach, earning a meager sum equivalent to a loaf of bread. So such experience painted a stark picture of hopelessness. Yet they also instilled in me resilience and a deep appreciation for hard work and perseverance. So although fraught with the adversity, these formative years ultimately shaped character and fueled my ambition to seek a better life for myself and my family. And I kept in mind that one day I would enjoy life and I will be able to transform my family from poverty. Same to my community. Thank you.
Thank you. Very, when I think about our mission to alleviate poverty, this story is very moving, Prudence. And also, you're bringing it alive a little bit here by talking about the musical chairs at meal times and at nighttime, and then your father going to work hungry and working all day to bring home a loaf of bread. So thank you. I think it does translate to our donors to understand what it takes to carve the pathway that you've carved. So thank you very much.
So from an early age, I can say that I recognized that education was my opportunity to change my life circumstances. So the pursuit of improved academic performance was not merely about personal ambition. It was a necessity. I was acutely aware of my family's financial pressure, especially since my two brothers were also pursuing university education. So the challenge of poverty weighed heavily on us, and I was determined to create a pathway that would ease our burden and facilitate my high school education. So Kenya students took the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education exam before entering secondary school, and that was a must. So the exam results are significant as they determine what school you will go to. So my first attempt, when I sat for the exam, I scored 338 marks out of 500. This was 68%, and I was ranked among the top 10 in the first exam or the first attempt of KCPE. So I wanted to improve my score to qualify for government assistance, that is a sponsorship, and attract these sponsorship opportunities. So I decided to retake the exam as a strategic choice to ensure a brighter future for myself and contribute to my family's overall well-being. So to rewrite the exam, I had to go back to school for a year and relearn the entire curriculum for 1 year again. On my second attempt, I scored 370 marks out of 500. This was a 74%, and I was once again placed among the top 10 out of 100. And as you can see, there is a picture during prayer day. I'm holding a success card, which was brought by my mother during prayer day. There is my sister there. We have my sister, that is my second born sister, my mother in a maroon suit, and my class teacher, and there is me. That was during prayer day. So this experience showed me the value of resilience and the importance of pushing through difficult circumstances. So my high school earned me a placement at a national boarding school. I was called to join Butere Girls High School in Kakamega County. So receiving my KCP results and securing a spot in a national boarding school filled me with hope. But that joy quickly faded when I realized my family could not afford not only the school fees, but the fare to go to Butere Girls High School. So seeing the door to my dreams close was disheartening, leaving me in the shadows of what could have been. So our impoverished household struggle became a catalyst for change, pushing me to work harder and dream bigger. I transformed my disappointment into determination and joined a village mixed day school, that is St. Kizito's Secondary School. And I know that while I may not be in that school of my choice, I could still carve out a path for a bright future for myself and my family. So my experience at the village secondary day were very disappointing, and I felt my dreams slipping away. My future seemed bleak, with the only option being early marriage and a motherhood. So in my observation, it is sadly common for girls as young as 13 years to get married, a reality that many in our community accept as normal, even up to now. So early marriage is often seen as the only option, especially when educational opportunities are limited. So these girls may go to have as many as 10 children, as access to birth control is nearly non-existent, and civic education about such matters is severely lacking. So this cycle of early marriage and large families continues to trap families in poverty as they struggle to provide for so many children with limited resources and opportunities. So unfortunately, this situation is far too widespread, perpetuating a cycle that seems almost impossible to break. I met a teacher by the name Madame Nora. She was my teacher of French because most of the time I used to cry during her lessons. So she called me, she talked to me, and then by good luck, she informed me about chess. She told me that chess is situated in Kakamega and it normally sponsors girls who normally perform very well. She connected me to one of the officials at the chess office, and I was selected and taken to Shikunga Secondary School in Form 3. You can see I'm with my classmates at Shikunga in the picture there. I don't know if you can see, I'm seated up there and my friend is holding my shoulder.
That's the one we thought that was you. Yes, yes. Oh, good, good. And so I
So
have
that
to
is,
tell you that there are a few donors listening who are also involved in chess. So they'll be happy to hear this part of your story because it did make a huge difference for you.
Yes.
Yes, okay, please continue.
Thank you. So our firstborn, my firstborn sibling, secondborn sibling, and thirdborn, all of them are girls. And all of them got married before they were even 18. In fact, I was told the firstborn got married when she was in class 4, after class 4. She got married when she was supposed to join class 5. That was at a very early age. Same to our second-born sister. She also got married after her class 6. Before she joined class 7, she got married. Same to our third-born. So they had barely completed their primary education when poverty led them into a circle of hopelessness. So faced with limited options and no means to continue with their education, marriage seemed like the only way out for them. And I'm the only daughter in my family who narrowly escaped that trap. But I have seen firsthand how this choice only deepens the struggles. And sometimes I normally imagine that I would also be in marriage, and I normally wonder. So the experiences are a stark reminder of the harsh reality many young girls face, where marriage and early childbearing are seen as solutions to poverty. So it breaks my heart to see this cycle continue to repeat itself. Still, it also fuels my determination to change my path, to prove that there are alternatives beyond constraints of poverty and limited education. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. So you were successful in graduating, and tell us a little bit about your life after graduation.
After my high school, I had no one to help me or support me. So I used to look for people, for anybody who was willing to help me, anybody who was willing to support me. But it is unfortunate to report that after my high school, there is a gentleman I met, and I knew that he would be of good heart. He will take me to school. He will support me. But it turned out unexpectedly that the guy pregnanted me and he ran away, though he had promised to take me to college during that time. So I gave birth to a son. He's now 9 years old. He's in grade 3. He's joining grade 4 next year. So I was forced to go back to my parents. That is in 2013, 2014 and 2015, whereby this boy, I gave birth to this boy in 2015, that is early 2015. And at that time, I completely lost hope. I even remember after giving birth to the baby, I decided to look for someone so that I can perform the duties of a house girl, to be paid something so that I can nurse this boy. So the boy used to stay with my mother at home. In fact, there was no food at that time, so I used to work for people. I was performing the role of a house girl, whereby I used to get money for my boy at least to have something. So I remember it was in the year 2016, April 2016, whereby someone who was close to my father whispered to him that Kibabi Diploma Teachers Training College enrollment was very low, so they needed more students who sat for the who sat for French during their Form 4 exam. So my father informed me about it. There was even a challenge when we were supposed to go there because we had no fare. We went at Kibabi Diploma Teachers Training College. My father was able to talk to the principal of that school, but he insisted that at least we are supposed to go with something. See, so the 1 month grace period was nothing short of nightmare. There were days when food was so scarce that my hand reached my mouth only when I was yawning or coughing. So I became utterly dependent on the kindness of friends to survive. The embarrassment of not having enough money for basic needs weighed heavily on me, especially as a girl without menstrual pads, struggling with the most essential aspects of hygiene. Bathing became a painful reminder of how little I had. It was like being caught in the rain. No soap, no body oil, just water. I had to make do with what I could, but I often felt like I was not only physically dirty, but also emotionally worn down by the constant struggle. I hated feeling invisible, as though my dignity didn't matter because I couldn't even meet such simple yet essential needs. The sense of humiliation was overwhelming at times, but it also sparked something deep inside me, a desire to escape this cycle, to find a way out of this life of scarcity and vulnerability. I remember the school principal giving me a basin and 1 bar of soap on admission, and it wasn't easy. But the hope of pursuing my dreams and the chance to make a better life for myself kept me going. So that hope was my driving force during those challenging times at Kibabi Diploma Teachers Training College. And you can see my picture there, I'm in the hostel. That is Kibabi Diploma. I remember that picture was taken at night after preps. Thank you.
Thank you. And so this leads us to you telling our donors about your ACCESS moment, the moment you heard about ACCESS.
So my financial situation was dire when I learned about ACCESS from the Dean of Students, that is Mr. Nasikungu. My future felt dim and I was on the verge of giving up. I had lost hope completely, thinking that my dreams were slipping away. However, when the Dean introduced me to ACCESS, it was a spark reignited within me. That moment opened my eyes to new possibilities and lit a fire that never faded in my spirit. It renewed my determination to pursue my education and transform my future too. So the ACCESS Scholarship made a tremendous difference in my life. It provided the financial support I desperately needed and motivated me to reach new levels of achievement. The unwavering encouragement pushed me to stay focused and committed until graduation. I truly appreciate their role in my journey and their impact on my success.
Can you tell us about your career journey since your graduation, Prudence?
So my career journey post-graduation has been significantly influenced by the support I received from ACCESS, which sponsored my school fees and provided a roadmap for my professional development. I began volunteering at a local school, gaining valuable experience that led to a temporary teaching position at Mkumu Boys High School. You can see the learners there in the picture. So following this, I completed the government internship for a year, which, despite its modest stipend, was crucial for skill development. Interns were given priority for permanent positions in junior secondary schools. Since my specialization in French was in high demand, It helped me to secure a permanent job within the government, marking a significant milestone in my career. I'm now fully employed at St. Mary's Mkumu Girls Junior Secondary School on permanent and pensionable terms. So my salary provides a financial stability, allowing me to support myself and my family and gradually further my education, however small it is. So the position not only enhances my professional growth, but also empowers me to eventually support others, shifting from a position of needing assistance to one of giving back to my community. ACCES has profoundly impacted my life by rewriting this story. Without their support, I would have remained trapped in a cycle of poverty in my village. ACCES provided me with a platform to serve my community and significantly broaden my opportunities, allowing me to pursue my dreams and aspirations. Thank you.
Wonderful to hear that story. And now, how do you support ACCES now that you have graduated and have a career?
So now that I've graduated and established my career, I support ACCES in various ways. I volunteer for office duties at ACCES and mentor and also encourage current scholarship students. I also volunteer my time to help the ACCES Scholars Foundation executive as the secretary. I'm the secretary of the ASF leadership. I also help in the interview process, orientation, and many other activities of ACCES. Additionally, I'm willing to donate whenever possible, recognizing that despite the challenges of managing my finances, it is essential to assist the less privileged and ensure they receive the support they need.
How will you support ACCES in the future?
So in the future, I aspire to become one of the frontline donors for ACCES. I'm deeply passionate about combating poverty and removing barriers within the community. I believe that no child's dream should ever be extinguished, and I'm committed to providing the support necessary to help them thrive and achieve their goals.
Based on your experiences with ACCES, do you have any observations that you'd like to share with us at this time? The donors would be very interested in hearing some of your observations.
The scholarship intake process has been promising. Many applicants have shown potential and a strong desire to improve their circumstances. However, I've observed that while the process benefits individual students, there is still a significant gap when it comes to supporting struggling families. Moving forward, I believe it will make a profound difference if in case where a particular vulnerable family is identified, the scholarship program could extend its reach and sponsor 2 or more children from that family. This approach will help lift families out of poverty rather than just one individual. In my experience, many students from disadvantaged backgrounds face not only educational barriers, but also deep family obligations. When a scholarship only supports one child, it often leaves the others behind, reinforcing the cycle of poverty. So by extending support to multiple children from the same family, we could begin to address the systematic issues that hold these families back and create a ripple effect that goes far beyond the classroom.